Alright, okay, they wiped my camp. Let's see how this works. Hey everyone, Wanderbots here, and welcome back to some Roboquest. Start with a random stat, cool. I think I have to level a number of these before my camp is back up to normal. Okay, perk choice, perk stats. Okay, core library, start with 2 random stats, start with 3 random stats. Weapon add-ons. Really good. Oh, increases health recovery from the repair bot and an additional gadget slot. We want that bad. Additional perk choice when leveling up. The reroll token would be lovely. New gadget would be nice, but I want to work on these. New consoles are available to craft weapons at the cost of wrenches. Want to stay away from that. Level up machine. Yeah, see, I don't want to be spending wrenches yet. I've still got... How many gadgets did they add? Okay. That's new. Okay, perk token rerolls. Nothing else. Okay. That's done. I think we're out of wrenches. They changed stuff, and I don't know what I'm up to, but that's fine. Select loadout. We have perks. Let's see. So who do I want to play as? Because I know they changed things. Hand Blaster, Love Bond. I like the explodey guy, so maybe that. And I can pick 2 of these. Hero Cape. Crouch in the air to do a ground stomp. Increases the health restored by repair cells. That's good. Jetpack. Lets me fly for a bit. 2 random stats at the beginning of the run. Reduces primary skill cooldown by 12%. Movement speed by 12%. Crouch to load. Metal detector. Increases the weapon amount of weapons. I'm gonna just do cell collection. And we're just gonna go fast. Let's see, Recon is actually playable. Honestly, I had such a good run with Recon that... I'm not sure if I ever felt like it wasn't playable. I thought Recon was great last time. There was, like... I had, like, a crazy Healy Dagger super combo thing. I don't know. Alright, and do we want to grab Buddybot? Nah. I'm gonna grab these. Graviton, Fire Gun. I really liked the Fire Gun. Like, it's a weapon that has an incredible amount of, like, I'm not gonna call it staying power. But for, like, a really basic weapon, it just absolutely slaps. There we go. And those are just kind of explosives. I know they added a chainsaw to this. That's one of the big new changes. There we go. I don't have my triple jump anymore. That's gonna throw me off. That's okay. It's probably worth it. Oop. Did that not... That didn't hit me. Alright. Well, the chainsaw is certainly interesting. I'm not entirely sure if I want to... Let's see. I'm not necessarily sure if I want to deal with that, but still. I like the idea of the chainsaw. We certainly have the healing for it. The actual functionality, creepy. Let's see. Maximum of fury points you can get. Let's see. Increases shorty damage against burning enemies. Destroying burning enemies causes an explosion. Or extra micro missiles. Honestly, let's just go focus. I'm trying to go big boom anyway. Huh. I think that was supposed to be dangerous, but I missed that part. There we go. I might have to drop the repair cell healing or the pickup range just to get that triple jump. There's a couple of secrets that are really hard to get into if you don't have them. We will see. Whoosh. There we go. Alright, what's this gun? Nah, just a basic SMG. Alright, heal up. Not that we need it. Grab Robo, and there's the mine gun, but it's bad. Alright, do we go 544? Yeah. Hey chat, help me remember 544. There's a secret door we're going to want to get into using that. Should be easy to work with. Easy enough, hopefully. Wow, my starting stats must have been really spread out. Noticing I'm just like 1 1 1 1 1 or 1 1 2 1 1. There we go. Did I actually pick up the cells? I did. I don't know. Chainsaw seems like it would be a really good thing if I wanted to go with the guy with the shield. Maybe? Or if I'm just like incredibly bold and super strong for some kind of like really close range build. I don't know. This game does not strike me as much of a like, hey, go melee. There we go. It seems like generally a mistake to go melee. Let's see. Temperatures this year are super weird. Yup. I don't... Let's not talk too much about the temperatures. I'm looking at the forecast for next Wednesday, and it's like 104 degrees in Portland, Oregon. Like, it's not supposed to get into the 80s around here generally. And this year is just like, oh man, what if your state was on fire and an oven? Oh, shoot. And frankly, I'm not big on it. It's definitely making me kind of rethink, like, yeah, do I want to stick around here for a while? Because I originally wanted to move to Portland because it, you know, was kind of supposedly super rainy, and, you know, I wouldn't have to worry about... Ooh, crits have a chance to burn. Repair cells drop more frequently. Cooldown... Reduces cooldown and increases damage of rocket and shorty, but reduces weapon slots by 1. Increases weapon reload speed. That's worrying. Let's just go with good fortune. Let's see. Walked in 100-degree weather in full black clothing. I mean, technically, as long as you're not in the sun, the full black clothing isn't so bad. It's the in the sun thing that's where it gets really bad. And even then, I don't know. Ugh. Okay, let's avoid because I don't want to trigger that thing. What are you? Is this the flare gun? I'll switch to the flare gun. I'm not big on it. And it's kind of fun. But compared to even just like the basic fire gun, it's kind of weak. I'm sure there's a benefit to it, but I haven't found it yet. Okay. Blast you. Burn you. There we go. This is working. This is a solid run. What are you, junk beam? Nah. Oh boy. This is why triple jump is super lovely to have. Because then you don't have to worry so much. Hi. It's fine. I did great. Go tech. Sheriff's Carbine, shock rifle. I mean, I guess I'll grab the shock rifle just because. You're in the sun for sure. I'm in the store in the middle of town while I live on the edge. Ouch. Yeah, I've kind of resolved. What the hell? Okay. Smoke grenades. New one. Ow. You're a jerk. You're a jerk and I hate you. Ow. There we go. Yeah, when it was 114 degrees out around here, I did the really silly thing, and I was like, hey, let's just go outside for a little while. Just for the heck of it. And, like, boy, was that not great. At least it was a dry heat. Like, it wasn't super humid, so I didn't have to worry too much. Like, sweating was still functional. The real spooky is, like, 100+ degrees of, like, really humid weather. Because that'll just, like, you can no longer sweat in that situation, and that is brutal. And actually, like, super terrifying from, like, a human survival perspective, because you can't. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, I've just been, I don't know, I've been stressing about this shit for a while. It sucks. There's, like, so very little I can do about it. It's like, hey, yeah, let's, oh, gosh. Okay. It's like, hey, let's go vegetarian. How much does that change things? Nothing. Like, obviously I could just not, but then I would feel guilty. And honestly, going vegetarian has been perfectly fine for me. Scratch rifle. There we go. That's a plus. Oh. I just don't have to remember 544. As soon as you solve that puzzle... What? I stuck my gun in his face. I care for neither of these. Don't want the Kramer. It deals burn damage. Interestingly enough, it's not actually better than the fire gun, which is really basic. Okay, scanner. Shorty gets increased range, marks enemies, tempting. Weapons fire additional burn sparks, tempting. Focus, kind of good. I'm gonna go for fiery sparks. I want to burn more things. So is Oregon dry, heat, or humid? It's dry. At least for the summer. It's pretty dry around here. It's winter when it actually gets decently humid, kind of. Ooh. So yeah, those extra fire sparks make the fire gun into some kind of beast. I can't wait until I've actually bought every upgrade, because then I can start upgrading the fire gun using wrenches at the leveling kiosks. At which point it becomes beastly. But we're not at that stage yet. There we go. But yeah, it's not that bad yet, but it will be. Oh gosh, what was I reading about? I was reading about the let's see, do we want the extra? Nah. Yeah, sure. I was reading about the Gulf Stream potentially switching around and that being, like, real bad for anybody in Scandinavia, and I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds spooky. I don't know. I don't like to doom and gloom, but the last 2 years have just kind of put me in this, like, inescapable cycle of just like, oh yeah, shit's bad. Shit's still bad. Shit is still bad. Oh, this is one of the arena survivals. Got it. I was like, why are there still enemies here? The answer is, oh yeah. Because I usually try and kill all the big guys first. It's not always the most viable. I'm so glad that rocket is homing. Ow. Oop. There we go. Anything else? What are you? Windmill rifle. Better than scratch rifle? Moderately. Oh, you can still only upgrade a gun once, unless they change that. I mean, frankly, even upgrading the fire gun once, I guess it's only, what, like a 10% damage bonus? So maybe not as good as I'm making it out to be. Well, it certainly feels better, but I don't know. Hard to judge this game based purely on feeling. So who are we up against? Up against. Try my best to keep up with the news, US and international. Gets depressing, though. Yeah, I think that's kind of the point of news, though. Like, it's supposed to make you feel sad and mad, so you keep reading it. That's how they make their money. I just wish things weren't as dire, so it's just like, oh, yeah, you know, this bad thing happened. It's like, okay, cool. And it's like, nope, literal end of the world. Oh, good. Those are the articles that really get me. Ow. There we go. You know, I'm really surprised with the fire. I figured I would have really had this guy like, torched at this point, but I guess the fire doesn't last that long. Oh, it's okay. Fire gun is stupid strong. I could potentially try switching to the scratch rifle. Oop. Hello. Ow. Yeah, scratch rifle is pretty good. Alright. Uses the OG clickbaiters. They really are. It's... I mean... You could straight up say that like YouTubers and Twitch streamers have learned mostly every like dirty trick that they use from news organizations. And you probably wouldn't be too far off. Okay, so those additional fire sparks actually are just like for every gun. So I don't actually need the fire gun anymore. I just need something aggressive and potentially with yet more fire. Okay. There we go. Luckily, we've got a lot of extra repair cells and they heal for more. I hope. Okay, you need to die. There we go. Die before you just absolutely lock me in here. Ooh, rocket launcher. Yeah, don't mind if I do. Fire gun is nice, but I've used it plenty. Grants additional rockets, reduce rocket cooldown, weapons fire additional sparks. Grants a shield, reducing damage taken. Ooh. I like solid suit. Let's grab that. Doesn't have to be much, but having a shield that reduces the damage that I take sounds like just an absolute dream. Okay. There we go. Oh, this rocket launcher's got some oomph to it. There we go. Where's the secret? It's around the corner. Got it. I haven't seen any of the dudes just kind of sliding along. There we go. Please go down. Please stop existing. No, that was a repair cell meant for me. Who's back here? You. You jerk. Well, it's fine. Oh, I see. It's because there's an entrance to the next area back over there. That's why there's enemies sneaking around the corner to shoot me in the butt. Probably shouldn't just walk into that, though. I have no idea if I can pick that up. Can I destroy those? I don't think so. I am stuck. I am stuck. I am stuck. Well, that's okay. We are good. Please stop existing. Gosh, rocket launchers are satisfying. I love using rocket launchers. Well, this didn't work out. Okay, grab minigun, grab minigun. Tech, tech. There we go. There we go. How does the shields come back? Or do I need a repair cell to even recover those? Well, we'll figure it out. This is a topic that can go out of control. Better to just watch NPR and stuff. Yep. No, it's not. This is not the kind of topic I want to talk about too much, but when we start talking about the weather, I just get sad. Because, like, I'm not going to say, like, I'm an extreme outdoors guy, but I'm an extreme I can't handle the heat guy. And so, like, for me, What? Oh, it's probably it's a thing up here. There it is. For me, any sense of like, yeah, the world's getting hotter and, you know, it's going to be really difficult to escape that sort of thing puts me in like a really bad headspace. Because after a certain point, it's going to be like, I'm not going to say like inhospitable to me specifically, but let's see, that's under construction, so we'll leave it for later. I think I'm better off with the rocket launcher, at least for the moment. There we go. I would very much like to go outside, I guess, during summers without it being like, oh boy, yeah, this was a terrible mistake. I used to like going on nice summer walks. Now it's like you go outside and you just immediately start melting, and it's like, I don't know. I don't like this. Clearly, I gotta move back to another area that's not as toasty. I know, like, New York and stuff have been rainier, at least for the moment. And it's like, well, maybe that wouldn't be so bad. I was just really hoping I could move out here and have, like, a social life. Post-college, it was one of those where it's just like, oh yeah, I very much would like to, you know, meet and hang out with some other people. Triple shotgun versus minigun. Minigun does cryo. I'm gonna go with the triple shotgun anyway. I like the idea of the minigun, but it's kind of slow. I need something I can fire on the fly. Yeah. Oop. Actually working. Doesn't seem like the triple shotgun has anything fancy to it either. It's just shoot gun. Shoot gun hard. You know, actually, that is a question. For people that know their guns, why are shotguns double-barreled? Because I know that's the classic. And I'm always confused about the double-barreling. It feels like... I guess it's just easier, question mark, to handle or reload? I love the color scheme in this game. It's beautiful. It's a legitimately pretty game. It doesn't need to, I'm not going to say that it's, like, unassuming, but it's kind of one of those games that it's, like, timeless. Like a timeless visual style. There we go. I think that's something I always look for in a game, where it's just like, hey, this is a game that I could play, like, potentially 20 years from now and feel like, yeah, this actually still holds up on a visual level. I'm actually really curious about that, you know, when we're going to hit some kind of, like... I'm not going to say, like, an apex. Let's see. Because the earliest models, double barrel, just let you have 2 shots. Doubles can have 2 chokes. Okay. Peak. So, I guess, well, increase the shield a bit. Weapons fire additional burn sparks. Rocket, I'm gonna just go Fiery Sparks 3. Max that one out, kind of. So, back in the PlayStation era, I don't know about you guys, or not the PlayStation era, well, I don't know. Like the PS3 era, for example, when graphics went HD, quote-unquote, there was kind of this feeling of just like, graphics have peaked. You know, the... Let's see. Ow. You know, the switch from 480p to 720p even, or even 1080p, like, that switch was such a massive leap in terms of quality. And even, like, going from N64 to, like, GameCube, or PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 2, like, that was such a massive leap in quality and improvements and stuff. And I'm not gonna say that, like, we're not... Ow! Cripes. I might have to switch to rocket for a while because I am dying. Let's see. Got really lucky with that one. Yeah, we'll switch to rocket launcher for a hot second. Oh. Nope, still dying. Well, that helps a bit. There we go. Thank you, repair cells, for keeping me alive. Long past when I should have passed on. There we go. Frankly, let's just go up that shield. There's 26 extra HP that recovers every single time I pick up a cell is kind of huge. But, like, I think a lot of the, well, I don't know. I think a lot of the current limitation is just the fact that most people don't have the modern platforms due to the chipset shortage and whatnot. But, like, I know, I don't know if Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is going to be a... The hell? Oh, gosh. Let's see. Do we get chainsaw next level? Nah. I'm not gonna bother. But I don't know if Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is going to be like a, Super Nintendo to Xbox. Halo is mind-blowing. Gosh, yeah, that must have been a jump. But yeah, anybody know if Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is going to be a fully next-gen or if it's PS4 or PS5? Because I know God of War is supposed to be both. Ow, that's 35 damage right there. That shit hurts. Once again. Dang. What is this? Fire Flower. What does this do? Ooh! That looks exciting. Okay, it's both. Yeah. So that means it's going to be held back a little bit by the PS4. And so, you know, with Ratchet and Clank, beautiful game. Really liked how it looked. But I was looking back on the previous Ratchet and Clank game, the one that was kind of like a soft reboot to go with the movie. Like, that game was arguably just about as pretty. And so I'm kind of curious with so many of these things. Like, obviously, you'll see a lot of materials. I'm assuming it would be like material stuff and some other mechanics where other features where it's just like destructible environments. I think is probably going to be like one of the big new things that people start pushing after a certain point, just because you can't get the games to look that much better. Maybe. I could be wrong. I truly do not know. But like I know with indie games, a lot of indie games are like a lot of stylistic games. Like, I don't know if this is going to look bad X number of years from now. Not, you know, going back to, oh gosh. I mean, even like Super Mario 64. I'm thinking about that one actually. Because I know Super Mario 64 looks a little dated, but a lot of that's like repetitive textures and whatnot. But like going back to Super Mario Sunshine, does that still hold up? And I think it does. And so maybe that's kind of it, that it's like, we already hit that. The answer was just like, you had to hit HD so you stop seeing individual pixels and then it doesn't matter anymore. But I don't know. I'm rambling, and it's really difficult to stay on topic here just because this game is hard. But the graphic singularity is just something that fascinates me from like a game design and art perspective, just because what is the point where like a game will look indistinguishable? You know, a modern game right now will look indistinguishable from a game like 20 years from now. I know with pixel art, you kind of hit that that cap, that there was only so much. Do you want to... Yeah, let's do barrel cannon. Barrel cannon sounds kind of fun. I think if you got games looking too good, you'd hit the uncanny valley effects really fast. Maybe? Let's see. Rocket damage when picking up repair cells. The fat Roro is not homing. Ugh. Let's go for the burning rocket. There we go. Barrel cannon's a little slow, but worth. I am surprised I'm not dead yet. We were on the cusp of death for quite some time. And yeah, I'm not going to say we're fine. But we're definitely better than we were earlier. I don't care about realistic style all the way. Oh, I fully agree. There's only a couple of games where I'm just like, oh, realism. Half-Life Alyx was kind of that. Kind of? Like, I didn't really care about the characters to be realistic, but the environments being realistic in Half-Life Alyx really mattered to me. You know, just walking up to, like, a power junction box and being like, holy shit, this looks real. You know, that was mind-blowing. And I never really thought that I would have that experience in a video game. Because, you know, it's usually scaled pretty well. But being able to, like, get up close and, like, really mash my face into a power box. I guess, oddly enough, I hadn't had that experience since Half-Life 2. That I think Half-Life 2 was one of those, like, early HD games that really made me, like, get up close and be like, whoa, you know, it's so pretty. And who are we fighting? This guy. Okay. There we go. I think he's slower now, but I could be wrong. I hate Judge Ball. It seems like he's less accurate at the very least. And those things are... Yeah, he's way less accurate. He's way slower. And that's kind of huge. I'm going to try and get rid of that. There we go. Oh, this is a cooldown-based weapon. I actually didn't know that. Oh, no! Not again! Okay, got lucky on that one. Please die, you stinking sucker. Big gun. There we go. Let's do repair cells drop more frequently. I could have gone for the robo, but I want to just stay healthy. Let's see. But yeah, thanks for introducing me to Banners of Ruin. Only just got it and put a lot of time into it. Banners of Ruin is real good. I had a lot of fun playing it last week. Unfortunately, it was one of those where, I don't know if people are just disinterested that day or if everybody's busy or just me taking a lot of time off due to vacation has kind of messed with my numbers. But I was just like, I don't know if people are really interested in me streaming more of this. So I ended up, like, recording... like a dozen episodes entirely off stream. Okay, I gotta kill you. But yeah, that game is real fun. It doesn't quite have the, I'm gonna say the staying power that, like, Monster Train does. Like, I could play Monster Train for years and never get bored. You're a new enemy, and kind of cool. There we go. Whereas Banners of Ruin is a much more, I'm going to say, like, focused experience. And so now that I've beaten it, I'm just kind of like, yeah, it was fun. And it's hard for me to go back, but I really enjoy the experience up until that point. And also finding, you know, the final strategy to beat the game where it's just like, and here's where we just go all mice and just ruin the game. Like, that was some good feels. There we kind of go. Okay, so I know we've got a big guy in the area. He hasn't come for me yet, though. There he is. Oh, that's new. Where's the laser dude? There you go. I gotta get rid of him before he becomes a problem. I'm digging these new enemies. They're way more interesting to fight. The big jerk ball wasn't bad, but jerk mech wasn't bad. But I got a little tired of fighting 3 of those over and over again. Let's see. Wonder, would you consider Monster Hunter Stories 2 worth it enough to get the Switch? On its own? Not really, no. But as far as a game that you will potentially really enjoy on the Switch, yeah, it's up there. I had a lot of fun with it. It got a little boring for me, but I think just most games get boring much faster than they used to nowadays. You know, back in the day, I was talking to some of my friends, specifically about Catacomb Kids, Vagante, and a couple other games, and like, it was really easy back in the dawn of my channel to just sit down and play like a game forever. Effectively, you know, just like, hey, I have 200 episodes on this game, and not even bat an eye. And nowadays, I'm just like, the idea of 30 episodes just feels weird and wrong to me. And so, for me, Monster Hunter Stories was like a little too long, to the point where I'm just like, I'm not sure if I could ever finish it if I was... I'm not going to say like, if I did try and finish it. Because, like, I could, 100%. But I think so much of this has to do with the fact that content creator. But if you're looking for other games to justify picking up the Switch, boy, I could give you one hell of a list of like decent games to worth picking up. It's just the question of like, which ones do you want? Because the Switch, I would say that frankly, the Switch is kind of a nice. It's a nice console. It's not. I don't think it's a console where I was ever going to be the target audience for it. Tragically, the idea of mobile gameplay is just kind of inconvenient for me because, you know, I never move. And if I do move, I'm usually in a position where I can't like benefit from it. It's kind of like trying to market Game Boys to suburban dads. Like, kind of tough to pull that off. I'm gonna go Thumper, maybe. I mean, the Thumper seems like it's kind of fun. Definitely fires really aggressively. Bigger and better than that blast cannon. Can't tell you if it's actually good, but I sure shoots angry. Oop. There we go. But yeah, the Nintendo catalog is the main reason why you got the Switch. And, like, the Wii U, they definitely dropped the ball. They had some absolute bangers, but, like, they gave up too quick. But the Switch has just such a lovely library of incredible games. Some I definitely wish they had, like, put some more time into. Like, oh gosh, Super Mario Party. I'm really surprised they didn't just use that as some kind of, like, crazy DLC platform. You know, Smash Bros. Ultimate Sakurai style. Oh, let's go for the solid suit. My HP is doing fine. But, you know, just routinely releasing new DLCs just saying like, hey, we've added like all these mini games that you remember. Hey, we've added a bunch of boards that you loved. Hey, we've added like some new characters to play as. Like, I hesitate to like recommend games as a service models, but I feel like Nintendo really could pull it off with a lot of their games on a console by console basis. You know, every single time Nintendo comes out with a new console, they release Mario Party Switch. And that is the only Mario Party game that releases for the entirety of, you know, that console's lifespan. But it gets so much, like, post-launch support and, like, DLC and bonus content that it's just kind of... Ow. I'm not going to say it's, like, perfect, but you don't need another, because it's there. And then it just keeps Katamari-balling, like, more content. I feel like that would be such a home run of a content style, and I'm really surprised that they don't go for that. And I'm sure there's, like, legitimate business reasons why they don't, but, like, clearly it's working for them with Smash Bros. And I would be over the moon if they started doing that with, you know, Mario Kart and, Mario Kart, Mario Party, some of the Mario sports games. Problem is capitalism. The thing is, though, like, what I'm proposing potentially would actually end up costing players more money. Maybe. Kind of depends. Because, you know, I put in, what, $60 to Super Mario Party. I know they added a new update, or is it a DLC? I don't know, and I don't care, because I'm probably not going to play that game again. I'd like to, but it's just like, there's just not enough to it to really make me want to come back and, like, put more time in. But if they had just released, like, game packs, you know, $10 on the regular, they probably would have gotten me to buy every single one of them. Ow. Ow. Okay, I gotta lure this guy back. Oh, shoot. And I did not lure him back. I've lured him into a new zone. Probably because there is no escape. Okay, at least we get a bunch of HP off of it, so it's not so bad. But yeah, there's a sniper up there. Oh, good. There we go. Let's see. The games sell most upfront. Even steady support won't generate enough to make it worth it. I'm curious about that. Because it clearly does work if you've got a passionate audience. I feel like Mario, Nintendo would actually be like one of the very few games... Oh no, it's tab for the map. I feel like Nintendo would be one of the few games company that could actually pull it off in a way that, like, yeah, would just keep bringing people back. Unless, of course, just, like, kids are stupid, parents aren't paying attention, so nobody buys the DLC except for the really passionate ones. I'm mostly thinking about, like, Dead Cells and stuff. That, like, Dead Cells came out, what, 5 years ago? And, like, the amount of post-launch support that game got, it was straight up astounding, and obviously much smaller company. You are fed up with being sold half-finished games, pay now, patch later trend. Well, that's early access, which I feel like is kind of a different conversation to be having, which I'm mixed on that. You know, obviously we're playing one of those games right now, which is very clearly, like, a really solid product. I can pick another perk. Parasols drop more often. I like the precision, or I don't want the precision, but I do want the HP. Because, man, dying. I know, the other thing I have with, like, kind of weird missed opportunities with Nintendo especially, it always baffles me just how long you have to wait for, like, oh boy, for them to, like, re-release their games on platforms. Okay, so I'm gonna ignore this thing for a hot second. We gotta take out some of the gooners. Because this guy actually isn't that aggressive or dangerous. It's just all of his friends. There we go. Time that one a little bit. But, you know, I'm always kind of baffled that, you know, they put in all of this extra work to, say, make Ocarina of Time 3DS, and then they don't port it to Wii U or Switch at any point. I realize that, like, yeah, that probably takes time and money, but feels odd to have such, like, a legendary, beloved game be largely locked to very old platforms, and, let's not do that for a hot second. Hi! You just showed up. And, to effectively an unsupported handheld system nowadays. Thinking more broken crud like Cyberpunk and, No Man's Sky. And to be fair, at least with No Man's Sky, they actually did pull it off. At least to some degree. I'm sure many people are still quite disappointed with No Man's Sky. I'm okay with it. I like it. I'm not gonna rush out the door for the next patch. Probably. But at least I don't feel too bad about its current state. The thing, I don't know, I guess the thing with those is, like, straight up just don't buy into the hype and it's not nearly as much of a problem. Like, I'm frustrated with Cyberpunk, but I don't care. You know, it's one of those where it's, like, more just kind of disappointed by what could have been than actually feeling betrayed. Because it was... I hate to come off as dismissive, but it's like, it was super obvious that game was going to have troubles. And there's so many people expecting it to be, like, the second coming of Skyrim. The wild part is, like, Skyrim's not even that good. Like, it's fun, and it's the perfect, mash of, like, functionality, jank, and, you know, incredible timing. So you kind of forget that it's not actually that great of a game. I still cannot use my missiles, no matter what. Something about them is broken, unless I have to use Fury to actually fire them off. Oh, this is under construction. Guess I can't do it yet. Oblivion was better. Interesting question on that one. I don't know. I'd have to play Oblivion. I think for me, Oblivion was that kind of weird game that I put some time in and said, boy, these characters look like hell. And then shelved it. Because Oblivion came out in what? 2005? It was like 2004, 2005. It was somewhere in there. And, like, I remember just seeing the Emperor and being like, this guy looks worse than most of the Morrowind characters. Like, there's something wrong with this guy's face. And then, there we go. Yeah, the stories were better, combat and graphics were obviously better in Skyrim. The one thing I liked about Oblivion was it was much more colorful. I liked Oblivion's world. Skyrim never made me feel like I want to explore more of this. Skyrim very much was just kind of like, yeah, I mean, this is kind of fun. But Oblivion was, like, really cartoony for what it was at the time. Okay, I gotta take you out. There we go. Is there another enemy in here? I thought I saw something flying around, but still. Oh, it has the best faction dynamics. I remember the factions somewhat. I think part of it is, for so many of these games that, like, back in the day, it was easy for them to... One second. Crits have a chance to burn. Tempting. Let's go with it. Already set enough things on fire as it is. I might as well just go all in. Yeah, see, there my rocket worked. I wonder if it has something to do with I need to have my, like, fury gauge up for it to function. Let's see. But, you know, in the days of, like, Morrowind and whatnot, games didn't have to be, like, these incredibly, like, well-balanced things. Like, Morrowind was really janky and weird. And you almost kind of filled in a lot of the details on your own. In a way that, like, if a game asked you to do that nowadays, you'd just be like, why? This is bad. Ooh. That is always scary. There we go. We are fine. That's blast gloves. There we go. Let's see. Skyrim was a little too big. Things were too far apart. Oblivion at least felt traversable. I can see that. Personally, I just really want to see a, like an Elder Scrolls game where they get rid of the plot. Just truly embrace the idea of them, you know... No, I'm not going to say no one plays the plot in Skyrim, but, like, very few people ultimately... Maybe? I actually could be quite wrong on this one, and I'd love to see the statistics. But I would almost like it more if the next Elder Scrolls game had no story. If it was just a... Ooh, minigun. Ooh, that's really good. Okay. This is silly. Oh, and it reloads so fast, too. These, stop existing. That's good. But really focus on kind of more of this, like, simulated living world that kind of responds to you and creates a story based on your actions. So, you're not the hero, you're just some guy. You could be the hero, but you don't have to be. And, you know, really kind of focus that side of, like, the gameplay and just have just a bunch of... Why is it blast gun? Assault. I mean, wouldn't be terrible. Ricochet, freewheel, explosive. Sure. It's just so shiny looking. I kind of have to. Doesn't seem like this has like a side weapon. Honestly, I think the minigun is probably better. Obviously limited a little bit based on that movement speed reduction, but still. See, wonder if you played Kenshi. I have not played Kenshi. However, Kenshi is very close to what I would like Skyrim, or not Skyrim, the Elder, it's very close to what I would want Elder Scrolls games to start becoming. Because I don't think the strength of an Elder Scrolls game has ever been you are the Dragonborn. I think that was kind of nice and hyped. But I think it's more been the weird stories, the things that you come across. Yesterday I was just browsing Twitter and somebody had shared a moment from Oblivion where you're like hunting necromancers or something with like another mage. And the mage is, like, leading you into the catacombs, and he, like, walks onto a trap, and it, like, goes up and crushes him. And I don't know if it's supposed to be silly, but, like, the way it was written and acted out was just really silly. It's like, you know, follow me, and then just immediately dies. And it's just super weird. Oh, the movement speed on my minigun was messing up my jumps in the acid. You know, that's a good point. Not that it mattered too much, but yeah, I should probably put that away. Okay, there we go. I'm just gonna switch to this. I don't actually know if the minigun is necessarily better, but it sure feels like it. I like the other gun if I need to go fast. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just gonna get that. Let's just level our demolition, just for that extra oomph. Okay, there we go. Let's see. We're talking about kind of Elder Scrolls games and plot. Like, I can never tell you the story of a single Elder Scrolls game. There kind of wasn't one. Like, even when you started doing them, like, it wasn't really that good. It was just kind of there. It was more just kind of the wild things that would happen that really made those games feel great. Water cooler games, I guess. And it feels like a lot of water cooler games nowadays are mostly on the indie side of things. You know, you don't run into a whole lot of proper sandbox. Oh, you're there. Just hanging out behind me. There we go. Ow. Let's see. But most AAA games tend to be very curated experiences. And just for once, I'd love to see a AAA game just go, not full sandbox, like not Minecraft or anything like that, but just kind of say like, yeah, we just simulated this like somewhat living world within this region. And, you know, there's story stuff, and maybe it'll be the hero for today. I kind of like Wildermyth, but like a little bit more advanced, maybe. Ow. There we go. I don't actually know what my objective is on the area. I'm killing it. Whatever I'm supposed to do, I'm supposed to wipe something purple out, and haven't seen it go by. But I feel like if anybody were to do it, probably Bethesda could. As long as they leave the proper, like, modding tools in place. Because I know for me, Fallout 4 was trash. Like, it was such a bad game. And it still remains one of my favorite games of all time. Because of what you could do with the mods. And, you know, all of the, like, weird stuff that you could get up to kind of as, like, the side, you know, exploring. Okay. There we go. Do that. And do we want to get the thumper? Big explosion, fork, fragments. I like the idea that the blast gun sounds really good. But, and gosh, I love that color. It might actually just be the blue-purple combination, as opposed to that being a really special gun. Or it might be the fact that I have both of those stats at the same level? No, I don't. Nope, I don't have a good answer on that one. Whoa, this thumper I think has homing. Yeah, there's always a story, but you didn't have a special power like Thume. In the other Elder Scrolls, so you could just forget you were special if you ran faction quests enough. Yeah, and that's something that really drew me to Morrowind. I don't even remember who I was supposed to be. I think there was kind of an implication that you might have been a reincarnation of, like, one of the gods or something like that in Morrowind, but it more felt like you were just kind of some dude that was there. And that was something that I actually found rather endearing as well. Alright, I guess I was just supposed to clear out these weird platforms and then move on. But yeah, I've never actually beaten Morrowind. The only reason why I know that there's a story... I have gone out of bounds. The only reason why I know there's any kind of story is because I was watching speedrunners play it, and they were joking about what the story was. I think that's fine, but it's one of those... Or you just some guy delivering a message or something? That was New Vegas. I think New Vegas is perfect for that. Is it still Beetle Royale? Yeah, it is. I might actually just die here. Whoops. I don't think I've ever fought this guy without my drones. Whoop. I do a lot of damage, though. Oh, that's a good time for him to get absolutely frozen. Okay. Just gonna freeze him for a hot second. This gun is my saving grace. Got him. I leveled up off the boss. When does that happen? Not often. I think mod tools and storytelling tools are different things. There are very few mod-friendly games. I'm doubtful if anything besting Wildermyth at freeform stories soon. Yeah. I don't know. I guess it kind of depends a little bit on, like, what your expectations are. Because I had stories when I played Fallout 4. Sure, none of them are supported by, like, characters talking or anything like that. But it didn't need to. It was more important from my perspective. Alright, there we go. And I guess I can't afford anything else. Well, that's fine. It was more important just kind of to have the world respond to my actions. And I would love to see more of a step in that direction from, like, developers. Just because I could see that actually working out really well. Alright, do we want to give Big Bonkus a shot? Lose the vacuum? Because I want to keep the Reparo kit. Headcanon is a powerful thing. Yeah, and I feel like there's space for that within many games. And not enough games, like, really give you that room.